We're gonna keep recording, all right? We're just gonna do a couple of them.
All right.
All right, ready? Hey, everybody, welcome to the Potatocast. I mean, I'm just kidding. We're just gonna
hang on. I kind of like that one.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Potatocast. I'm your host, Jason Ellis. I'm my co-host,
Joaquin Matthews.
Today, we discuss the coronavirus. It's ongoing. We're stuck in our house. Me and Joaquin, we're practicing social distancing. He's in Massachusetts. I'm in Florida. We're halfway across the country, yet we're staying together. We're staying in communication because that's what it's all about.
Right.
I know you have so much time in your hands. This is going to be so nice, just taking up, I don't know, an hour or so of your day. I don't know how long it's going to go for. But yeah, sit back, relax, maybe grab some popcorn, and pop a squat. Listen. Anything else, Joaquin?
No, I think we should just roll that intro.
Let's.
Wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, hey, yeah. I say, hey, what's going on?
All right.
You got Fiji?
I don't have Fiji. I
I
have Refresh spring water.
Refresh. Dang,
Yeah.
fancy. I got Red Bull. Trying to stay awake.
Good idea.
Despite it being only 5:42 in the afternoon.
Right. Quarantine does that to you. Jason, my man, what's going on?
It's been really weird. I just finished yesterday. I finished my first online classes.
Really? Okay.
Because yeah. So I don't know if we mentioned this in the past, if we mentioned it in the Christmas special or not, but my classes are every month. They switch every single month, and so we were halfway through the March. I guess you kind of call it a semester, or I don't know what to call it, but March's classes. We were halfway through when my school officially shut down for Corona, which obviously I guess bring that up right away. It's Corona season. It's Corona season, boys. But no, so we were halfway through our classes, and then the school was like, "All right, we're shutting down." We were literally in the middle of like a lecture. And my professor was like, yeah, I think maybe like sometime next week we might get a notice that we're going to shut down. And then like maybe 10, 15 minutes later, he was like, oh, I got a notification. Yep, this coming Monday, school's shut down. But I finished the course continued online, which it worked out all right because my school already has like an online course that people can take.
Okay.
So it was a bit bumpy trying to transfer the class over, but it wasn't as worse, I feel like, as it could have been because there's already like online courses, like I said.
Right. Quick question.
Yes.
How does that affect like cost of tuition, if at all? Like, are the online classes cheaper to take? And if so, are you gonna like get a break for that, or like I'm very curious as to how this works.
Yeah, I'm curious too. But no, I'm pretty sure online classes are cheaper, but I don't know if they're gonna charge us for online classes or not, because technically we're still on campus like students. We just happen to be like forced to be online, so I have no idea.
You're doing the same thing an online student would
Yeah.
So
and there's also other things like, for example, this month, like I had my first Zoom meeting for this month's classes.
Yep.
This morning, and he was talking about how usually we'd have a bunch of labs for this class, but since we don't have those, when we go back on campus, we can make a choice if we want to like make them up or not.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if we get a grade for them. I think it would just be like our own practice,
Right.
like doing the labs.
Right.
But yeah, so we're not getting like that lab experience, which is like a lot of our tuition's honestly going towards like the equipment and stuff that we would use in labs.
Exactly.
So yeah, I really have no idea. I guess I'll find out eventually. I'll see online. There's like a website that I can go to that has like my full tuition breakdown. So we'll see what April's class gets charged as, because until there's like further notice, we're scheduled to come back on May 4th.
Mm-hmm.
So April's like the only full month where it's like completely an online class, because like I said, last month it was in the middle of it was turned to an online class. So I don't know what they would consider that, if they would consider it an online course or if they would consider it an on-campus course. But April is the only one, unless they push it back even further, that's a full month of online courses. So we'll see based on April, I guess. But it's interesting.
It is, yeah, because I would hope that they wouldn't charge you the same, because you're not getting the same experience as, say, someone, that went to school last year did. And I know it's a very unfortunate time for everybody right now, but money's more important than ever right now in this moment, and we probably should be saving as much as possible. So
yeah, exactly.
Did you get I'm sure I already know the answer to this, but you did get a new car, right?
Yes.
What'd you get?
Well, it's like it's a new used car. It isn't like
not necessarily a new car, but yeah.
Right.
What'd you get?
It's a 2016 Hyundai Elantra.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It was kind of like choppy, like in terms of like the dealership, like they were kind of shady. I feel like I don't think they had the bill.
The title.
The title. I don't think they had the title to the car. Because we got it, like we got the car sold to us.
Okay.
And then we got the temporary plates, and they were like, yeah, the new plates, like Florida plates, the new plates, they should come in like a week or two, but we have this temporary plate that will last you a month. And like weeks keep rolling around, I'm not hearing anything from them, and like a month comes around and they're like, yeah, we're having trouble at like the DMV or RMV, whichever one you want to call it, with getting the plates. And I was like talking to people, and they're like, yeah, it sounds like they don't have the title to the car, and like they're just struggling to get the title.
Huh.
But it all worked out in the end. They got it eventually. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. All right. I have to start looking. For those that don't know, Jason so generously gave me his car when he moved to Florida, and it's really helped me out a lot because now I can finally drive. But I need another car.
Come on. It runs good. Come on.
It's got an exhaust leak, and like they think it might be like the whole exhaust needs to get replaced, which is just not worth it. So it sounds terrible.
Keep going.
Did I tell you that I got pulled over?
No, you didn't tell me this.
It was about a month ago at this point. Right after, maybe a week or two after the Sonic movie came out, I was driving to BSU to do another radio show with my friend Jake, and on the way to a restaurant after we did the radio show, it was my first time on the highway by myself, and I got pulled over. They didn't give me a reason why, but when I did get pulled over, they said that I had no expiration sticker. Not expiration. What is it called? What's it called? Inspection sticker. I didn't have an inspection sticker on the car at all. I didn't know that when you go and get any kind of car, even if it's used and already had an inspection sticker, the inspection sticker is for the person, not for the car itself. So it
really?
It said I had no inspection sticker. So
What they do? They give you a ticket or?
No, I got a warning. I looked at the warning to see if it had any reason why I got pulled over, and it said speeding, but I don't remember speeding, and there was a blank space on the paper where it would say how fast I was going. So I think because there were two people in the car, they were just typing in people's license plates. It's kind of what I want to think. It's probably not the case. Maybe I was speeding, but they were just typing in people's license plates to see if anything was wrong. So yeah, that happened. I still haven't gotten a sticker. Because
Right.
it would just be a fat R right now. So, like,
Yeah, knock on wood, I've never gotten pulled over. I've never gotten a flat tire. I've never had anything really break down. Minus one time when I drove home from the movies and the exhaust fell off the car.
I wonder why the exhaust is broken.
I got it fixed. All right.
They said, I had my sister's boyfriend look at it because he's a car mechanic. He said that it's been welded so many times that you're probably gonna have to get a new one. So, yeah, I am very gracious with the offer. I am in no way blaming you because I know it was my fault that the exhaust is currently broken right now.
No, it's fine. So honestly, it's a piece of junk. Like,
right.
It was either you were gonna take it for like $1 or I was gonna bring it to like a junkyard. It was one of those two decisions.
Yeah, I still had to pay the sales tax, not on the dollar, on the Kelly Blue Book value of the car.
How much was that?
It was like $300.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that.
Yeah. If you had written down that it was a gift, I would not have. I wouldn't have had to pay tax.
Ooh. Well, you live and you learn, you know.
Yeah. So that kind of stinks. That, like, she looked at the letter that you wrote saying that you sold it for $1, and she was like, "That's not how it works anymore. Do you still have contact with a friend?" I said, "Well, I do, but he's in Florida." So she's like, "Okay, well, you're just gonna have to pay the sales tax, not this. You know what I mean? Whatever tax it is. It's fine. It's fine. We big chillin'."
Also, on the topic of money, did you hear about the check everybody's gonna get?
Yeah, $1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could really use that right now. Well, actually, I'm all right now, but like I really like it right now is what I should say.
I can't really use it because like I have no point. I have no like nothing to use it on. But man, is that check gonna go straight to my grandmother? Yeah, because she could use it. I don't know if she's gonna get one because she's on Social Security. She doesn't have a job.
Oh right, yeah, because it's based on your tax return, I believe, for I think 2018, but I think also if you already passed in your 2019 one, it also is based on that one.
Right. So
from what I hear, I'm pretty sure like once you get to a certain amount, it starts subtracting like $5 for every, or maybe it's $50 for like every, 10,000 or something like that. Like I know once you get to like 99,000, you basically get nothing if you had $99,000.
Right. So that it's gonna be nice. I haven't been going to work because I don't want to be a carrier for my grandmother, who would not be able to survive such a devastating disease. So I've been big chillin' just in my house playing Animal Crossing. It's been a lot of fun.
How is Animal Crossing, by the way? All my friends that have Switches have been like, I'm in group chats with them, and they bring it up like every night. And I'm just like chilling at my house without a Switch, and they're like, "Yo, just get the game." And I'm like, the game would cost like however it is $60 plus the cost of a Switch.
Yep.
So I'm like, that's a negative. Maybe with the 1,200, but I'm probably gonna save up the 1,200.
Yeah, good idea. I'll say it's a very common game, but it's not a game that I think is personally great for a quarantine like this. Everyone's like, "Oh, well, we'll just play Animal Crossing 24 hours a day." But really, you play Animal Crossing for maybe an hour, 2 max, and then you put it down and wait till tomorrow because it's a real-time game. You run out of stuff to do eventually. So that's why I was so confused of, like, everyone's like, "Oh, we'll just play Animal Crossing all day." Because to me, that makes no sense. So what I've been doing after, like, playing Animal Crossing is just like watching stuff on YouTube, which I usually do anyways, but you know, I can branch out a little more because I got more time.
Can't you play like Animal Crossing with people as well? Can't you like visit their islands?
You can, yes. You can. It's so limited though. It was kind of disappointing. Yeah, in the previous Animal Crossing New Leaf, maybe I'm misremembering, but I felt like there was more stuff to do in that one with friends than there is to do in this one. So that kind of bums me out a lot. But the single player aspect of it is really fun. Yeah, basically playing with friends is like, okay, I have these apples. I'll give you apples. You give me, like your town fruit.
Is that randomized, by the way? Like what fruit your island
Yeah,
is?
the town, I should stop saying town because it's islands in this game, but the island layout the villagers you get in your town to start with, and your town fruit, they're all randomized. So a lot of people just ended up continuously restarting until they got like the exact combination they needed, which I think is kind of lame because you can you can get other people's fruits and you can plant like an orange tree. So who cares if you have pears? Just like get an orange or whatever fruit you did want, and you can like kick villagers out of the island eventually. Like you can, especially in this game where customization is a huge aspect of it, you can basically change everything. I don't know why people are going out of the way to restart because I don't know. I feel like it's kind of defeating the purpose of one of the biggest aspects that this new installment did for the series. But other than that, all my friends, because like I feel like I have a lot of friends that play Switch in comparison to you. All my friends are playing Animal Crossing, which is really nice. So if I do need a certain item that they can give me, I basically have like 15 people on a hotline just to give me stuff.
Got the hookup.
Yep, got the hookup.
Yeah, I've been doing a similar thing, not with Animal Crossing, but like every night I've been like playing video games with my friends on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
I never really used Discord like recreationally. Like we've used it for the podcast before. I've used it to like have like meetings with people before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I've never like actually like used it just to like hang out with friends and stuff. And I got it like in high school. Like I remember Jared Betancourt was like, "Yo, you should get Discord," and I had no idea what it was, and I just downloaded it, and I had it on my phone for the longest time without like ever touching it. But now with everybody off, like from like school and some people work and stuff,
yeah,
like everybody's free basically every night, and Discord's like a man's best friend when like you're stuck in your house. Like I love it. And so like we've just been playing random like multiplayer games on PlayStation. Like there's this basketball game we play called 3-on-3 Freestyle that we've been doing up, especially at the beginning of the quarantine. We've been starting with that. And then stuff like we got Gang Beasts. I kept trying to get my friends to download Gang Beasts like weeks and weeks before even Corona was like a thing. But they just like would never do it. And then once they were all off from school and stuff, and they were like, okay, I guess I'll do it. And it was also on sale for like $16, I think. It was only like $20. Or maybe it was on sale for $12. It was something like nice. Like
right. Okay.
Nice sale. So they downloaded it, and we've been doing that. And then recently we've been playing poker a lot online.
Ooh.
It's called Prominence Poker. It's free on PlayStation.
Okay, all right.
Back like I want to say 2 summers ago it was. We would always do poker nights where like we'd have like themes where we'd like dress up in like certain like costumes and whatnot. Like we'd have
like timelines or like distinct styles.
Kind of like we would do the first one was just like classy poker, and then we did white trash poker.
Okay.
And then we did like 80s movie night poker.
Okay.
So stuff like that. And so we would never like use actual money.
Right.
And Prominence Poker is really nice too because it's all just virtual money. So like I don't really feel too terrible when I'm just gambling away a bunch of virtual money that I didn't actually pay for.
Yeah, but like you should use real money because that way there's higher stakes.
Yeah, I know. I want to, but we have some friends that I feel like wouldn't enjoy that as much.
Yeah, fair enough. Is it Texas Hold'em?
Yeah, it's Texas Hold'em.
Yeah. Okay.
We used to also do blackjack. Especially we did a cowboy casino night.
Yep.
and so we can do blackjack. But no, this is Texas Hold'em,
Right.
and that's been all right. It is getting a bit like tiresome just because there's only like 5 like rooms, I guess, to call it, like just like settings. I mean, like different types of like settings that the game's in. There's like a really nice casino. There's like a all right casino. There's like a meat locker. And so you just see the same things over and over again. And like poker, like especially when you're doing it every night, it gets kind of tiresome.
Yeah.
But other than that, we've also been doing we set up a fantasy like wrestling league using WWE 2K19. My friend Jesse set it up. He was like, he just messaged us all one night and was like, hey, so I feel like doing like a wrestling league where we all make like teams of like 7, and each week we have them like just fight each other, and we'll make like a win and loss like record ranking. We'll have like a playoffs towards the end. He was like, just something to do because I'm so bored. We're all like, hell yeah. So we did a draft. We did he's been live streaming them on Twitch, and then my friend Noah's been making highlights of them and putting them on YouTube.
Nice.
So we've been doing that. The first week was last week, so we're 1 week down. My team is in the bottom 2 right now, but we're gonna make it back.
What is your team? Just because I feel inclined to ask.
The title of my team is Team Crack.
Okay.
It's got, I would list off the people, but I feel like you would have no idea who they are.
So, hit me with at least two.
Oni Lorcan.
Oh, my man Oni. Yeah, I love that guy. Yep.
And let's see who else. Bronson Reed.
Oh, Bronson Reed. Oh, me and him go way back.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So those are 2 of the 7 members of Team Crack. Crack stands for, it's an acronym actually. It stands for Crazy Radical Ass Kickers, and the second C is silent.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah, so we still got I think 5 weeks altogether for the regular season.
You could definitely turn it around.
Yeah,
you can definitely turn it around.
We're turning it around.
Are you? Are you going up?
This
or
week
like
this week we're gonna turn it around.
Okay, that you sound really confident. I really hope to see some results.
You can check it out. I'm sure if you Googled, not Googled, but if you went on YouTube and you just looked up XWL, it might pop up. I don't know if there's another thing called that though.
Okay, well,
XWL. I'm going on YouTube right now. Okay, I looked it up. The third video is one of the highlight videos. It's the YouTube channel is Noah Bolt.
Okay.
So if you want to check it out, go for it. You know, it's nothing special. It's nothing. There's not high production quality. It's like it's just a recording of like a stream. So
maybe throw them a bone and put them in the description. Why don't you?
Yeah, well, we can do that.
Yeah, why not?
But besides like video, also every night, me, Tricker, Parker, and Andrew, we have been watching Netflix movies / TV shows. It was originally started as a movie night, where we'd go through Netflix and pick out a movie. And then one night we were like, all right, after this movie, do you guys want to put on a show? We were like, yeah. So we put on the show called Love is Blind on Netflix. Let me tell you, banger of a show. We finished it already. It is, it's fire. Especially when like you're watching it with your friends at like 2 a.m. in the morning and you're just making fun of people on it. Ooh, it's so good. And you get invested really quick. And it quickly turned from movie night to Love is Blind night. And it got announced for season 2 and season 3.
Yep.
The basic premise of the show is these like 10 girls and 10 guys. And so the first part of the show, they're in these things called the pods, which are like these rooms with a wall in between. It's like a glass wall that you can't see through. And they go on dates without ever seeing each other.
Yep.
And basically, based on the dates, they can ask somebody to marry them and become their fiance. And then once all the people that ask people to marry them are like weeded out, so there was like only 5. No, there were 6 couples at the end of it that went through and got engaged through the pods. They then come out of the pods and they have to like live life together for, I think it was like 30 days outside the pods, and then they decide at the wedding whether or not they are going to go through with the marriage. And it's exhilarating, especially the last, like the finale, the weddings. Like we were making bets. My friend Tricker, he lost a bet and he had to shave his head.
Okay, but we're gonna go to the Peabody Potato Fact of the Day.
Oh, of course. Yeah, how could I forget?
Thomas Jefferson gets the credit for introducing French fries to America when he served them at the White House dinner.
Thank you, Miss Peabody.
Miss Peabody always bringing the facts.
Yeah, always. It's going to be sad when we run out of potato facts.
Well, We'll get somebody else. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Maybe we'll repeat facts. No one will notice.
Yeah. But where was? Oh yeah, Love Is Blind. I'll wrap the Love Is Blind talk up because I don't want to ramble off too much about it.
Right.
But,
Yeah. I don't want you to spoil it for me because I haven't seen it yet.
I won't. But like, there's your feelings towards certain people change and evolve through the show, and like there's people in the pods that like you really don't like, but then towards the end of the pods, like part of the show, like there's other people you don't like, and you're like, all right, the other people, they weren't that bad, like the first people I didn't like, and then there's just one character, and I won't say who it is, but like they are just so like we hated them so much. And like every single time we would just end up like yelling at like the screen. Granted, we were all on different screens, and I don't know. I'd highly suggest if you want something to watch with your friends because you're bored, highly suggest Love Is Blind, and do a Netflix party on Google Chrome so that way you can
I was just
practice
about to
social distancing.
Just about to ask you like how you were doing it. I know that like was a pretty big thing, Netflix party, because tomorrow the Sonic movie gets released on digital, and a couple of my friends wanted to like do something pretty similar where we stream it and we all watch it together, which means I'm gonna buy the digital version and eventually gonna have to buy the physical version because I have no life.
Well, as if you can go outside to get the physical version.
May. It's getting delayed till May, so I got time. But let's hope. Let's beg, please.
Pray to the Sonic gods.
Yes, I don't care about the Sonic gods. I just pray to like any god that's listening. Vishnu, please.
How's your sleep schedule been, by the way?
Ooh, funny you should ask. Horrible, horrendous. I've been going to bed, like at 4 a.m. most nights, because my family also has horrendous sleep schedules, and they all are super incredibly loud. And I'm the kind of guy that just, if there's like any kind of background noise, no, just not gonna fall asleep. Sorry. I could take tons of medicine, but it's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, my sleep schedule has also been terrible. It's been progressively getting worse and worse and worse. Like it's
all you have to do is just wait until it wraps around, and then you'll be good.
I kind of messed that up though. Well, let me kind of explain. So it's all started with like the Netflix parties, where
right.
it was going later and later, and I found myself going to bed at like 4, and then it got to the point where like the Netflix parties would end, we'd get off Discord, and I'd stay awake for a little bit longer, and maybe like 5:30 I'd go to bed. And then one day I had a practical exam for one of my classes due.
Yeah.
And it was due that day at midnight.
Oof.
But so instead of like going to sleep and then waking up and then having to worry about that for the rest of the day, after the Netflix party, I just stayed up and did the practical exam like at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
When did you turn it in?
I turned it in at like 6 a.m. And so I ended up going to bed at like 8-ish, and I woke up at like 4, and that was bad. But then after that, I was like, this worked really good, and I have another like big assignment due tomorrow. Let me do the same thing where after like the Netflix party or whatever, I'll stay up and I'll just get the thing over with, and that way I can go to bed.
You gotta stop doing that.
So I worked on it, and I think I submitted it around 8 a.m. And at that point, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay awake because I wasn't even like tired at that point. Like I got tired during the assignment, but I think I like pushed through that part, and then I was wide awake again.
How long ago was that?
How long ago this happened?
Yeah.
I want to say maybe 2 days ago.
So
maybe 3.
Did you just not fall asleep that day? Like
I tried my hardest. I went out for like a nature walk and stuff.
Yep.
I tried to like have a very productive day. But then I ended up going to sleep at like 1 p.m. and I woke up at like 5 p.m.
Fuck.
So it was like a little like 4-hour nap.
Yep.
And then it again, stayed up like super late. And then I think I went to bed this morning at 6:30 maybe, and then I woke up at 12. So
not only are you falling asleep really late, you're getting a small amount of sleep.
Cause I feel so like crappy waking up at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon because I feel like I've wasted so much of the day. So I want to like try to get up as early as I can.
Yeah.
And also I had a like a Zoom meeting today and stuff like that at 3.
Right.
And also I had the podcast I knew I wanted to do, so I didn't want to like get up at 4 and literally set up and be like I just woke up and then do the podcast.
Right, because you would probably still be like a little bit drowsy, and you don't want that to affect your performance. You don't want me to be the good one, essentially.
But yeah, but I'm hoping that it will eventually like revert back to normal, kind of like what you were saying. The cycle will like go around. But we'll see.
Yeah, only time will tell. For a lot of things right now. Scary world. Scary world.
It's weird. It's like starting to feel more real.
I mean, it felt pretty real in February. I mean,
in February, you think it felt real? In February, that's when I was like, it's just a bowl of 2, and then I got to America, and I was like,
no. By February, it was like.
My classes didn't shut down till like the middle of March.
Right, but I probably should have shut down a little sooner than that.
Right, but even like once things shut down, I was still kind of in the mindset of like, oh, it's whatever, it will eventually pass. But like I have like a friend that they don't know if it's confirmed whether or not they have it or not, but they were tweeting about how they had symptoms that like kind of seemed similar to what was going around about the coronavirus, but they were like, I'm just overreacting or whatever.
Right.
And I guess it's just gotten worse and worse, and they haven't gotten like a phone call, or they haven't been able to get a hold of like their doctors and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't know for a fact whether or not, for all they know, they still don't have coronavirus, but they think they might.
I think like the biggest sign that you don't, or at least like if you are suffering from a sickness, like a stuffed or like runny nose, is actually like one of the few symptoms that doesn't indicate coronavirus. Like I've had a couple days where I was stuffy, but that's probably because like it's spring now, allergies are coming out. But I was afraid because obviously I don't want to like give it to anybody if I do have it, and I'm in a house with 4 other people. So yeah, I just had to be locked in my room.
Mm-hmm. That's why self distancing, and I'm gonna distancing. For those, I will be a bit transparent with the listeners. So we tried to record a podcast like a week ago, and I kept calling self-distancing self-dissonance, and I googled it afterwards. That's not a thing. I swear I've seen so many people tweeting self-dissonance, but I looked it up and I couldn't find anything. So I don't know if I'm dyslexic or not, but yeah, no, self-distancing. That's why it's very important, and it's good to stay home, quarantine yourself from the rest of the world for now.
Right.
Especially like it's one of those things where eventually like everybody's probably eventually going to get it at one point, and I didn't really understand this at first when people were talking about flatten the curve. In my mind, I was like, let's just get it over with, have everybody get it, and just get through this. But then I realized that
hospitals have a very limited capacity.
Yeah, exactly. When you flattening the curve isn't like making it so people don't get it and like they'll never get it. It's more so just slowing it down so that way if people do get it, there's room in the hospitals for them, and there's supplies for them to have them try to get through it. So yeah, definitely stay home. But with staying home, there's a lot of time, and I know we talked about video games a little bit, talked about Netflix parties, but I wanted to, and I messaged you about this. I don't know if when I messaged you about it, if you did think of things or not, but I wanted to get into some ideas for people, because I know sometimes I get kind of stuck where I'm bored, I don't really know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I've already watched like some Netflix or Hulu, I've already played some video games, and I'm just kind of laying in my room, staring at the ceiling, not really sure what to do with my time. But I tried to brainstorm some things that people can do, and I hope that you did the same thing. You may not have, it's fine.
Well, I had some ideas from last week. I can't say that I was actively like looking forward to doing it, but I could.
But you got something to throw in the pot,
Yeah, I could throw in some spices. You make the soup,
okay.
I'll throw the spice in.
So yeah, I try to make a list. I have 4 things written down in my notes.
Okay. So
first off, and this is something that I've been doing, which is not necessarily intentionally, it just kind of happened, but it's discover some new music. Like just go out and do it. And I know that's like easier said than done when people just say discover new music, because it's like where do I begin? But just think of like what's like some like albums or music that like your friends have either recommended that you just haven't checked out, or you know that there's people that you know listen to, or something like that.
Right.
And in case like you still can't even think of that, I decided to make a list of some albums that you can check out while you're bored in quarantine. So up first, I got the album Fuzzy Brain by Dayglow. It's a very like upbeat, like cheery album. And I think, especially in this time where everything's a bit somber, I think it's a good like, you know, pick me up album. I know personally, like some days I'll just stand in front of my mirror and like put on one of the songs and just dance like alone.
Good.
And it's just
good.
It's just really good. I've tweeted this before. I think doctors really should prescribe dancing in the mirror, because like I feel like it really it picks things up. Number one, makes you a better dancer, first and foremost.
True. Everybody could be a little. That's one thing I'll add there. Become a better dancer. You have plenty of time to learn some moves by dancing in the mirror.
But moving on, so then I have these are kind of two albums, but they're by the same people. Prom Queen and Honeymoon. They're both by Beach Bunny. I found Beach Bunny like over the summer, and like they become one of my favorite bands. I'm honestly really upset because they had to cancel their show in May, I believe the show was, in Florida. Well, it's been postponed. Like the tickets are still good for like when they switch the dates, and I totally understand it. Like I'm not saying they still should have gone on, especially with everything going on. I'd rather them keep everybody safe.
Yeah. But
part of me still inside was like, oh crap, I really want to see them live. But one day, still have the tickets. So one day. Then I have Greatest Hits by Remo Drive. Highly recommend this. I've heard like a while ago. I heard about Remo Drive, and I tried to listen to them a little bit, or like I put them on in the background, and I wasn't really paying attention. But then like I want to say, maybe November. No, it was before November. I listened to a couple of their songs last summer and got into them, and then I listened to like their full album, Greatest Hits, which is their first album, by the way. Then I have Anything by Young the Giant. The album isn't called Anything. I just literally mean Anything by Young the Giant. I love Young the Giant so much.
Okay.
especially their first album, just called Young the Giant, like it's a self-titled album. Really, really good. But all their other albums are like hella good too. Moving on to like a bit of rap. We've got Lost Boy by YBN Cordae. Fire. And then this is where I'm getting into like what I've like discovered a bit during quarantine, and this wasn't intentional, and I don't know how it exactly happened, but I remember just one night after the Netflix parties, I was just on YouTube. I just started listening to Ariana Grande music for some reason. Never really been a huge fan of Ariana Grande. I've listened to like her albums before, like her album Sweetener I listened to like just in passing while cleaning my room. I'd put it on the background and it was whatever. But then like I don't know, I was just jamming out to them like in my room, just laying down in my bed. And then the next day I played her album Thank You Next in my car. And it's full of bangers, let me tell you. Full of bops and a half. And then I went on and I re-listened to Sweetener, like not just in the background, but like actually like listen to it, especially like in the car. Also hella good. Although I think Thank You Next I like better.
You know, I mean, I got an album I could recommend to the people.
Okay, let me hear it.
It's called Deep Fried Friends by Deep Fried Frenzy by Deep Fried Friends. Basically, it's a we've actually had them on the show before. It's a bit of a new style rap by our friends, and I think you'll really appreciate it.
It's actually like really good, especially for like coming out of Wareham. I said this on the podcast before. Like I think they're the best like musical artists to come out of like Wareham.
Right, because they actually have talent.
Yeah. Like I love their like EP Deep Fried Frenzy. I honestly still like every once in a while will go on SoundCloud and like put it on while I'm in the shower or whatever and listen to it. And then the last one that I have, which is another one that I kind of discovered while in quarantine, is Trench by 21 Pilots. I'm not a big 21 Pilots fan, but I remember I went skating like around my block and I was just like looking for music to put on, and I think I was just randomly scrolling through Spotify and I saw it and I put it on. Again, full of some really good songs, some bangers. And yeah, those are all the music I would encourage people to listen to if they haven't heard them before. Go out of your comfort zone. Also, maybe go on SoundCloud or Spotify and like I don't know if you can do it on SoundCloud. Actually, look up genres, but I know on Spotify you can look up genres. Look up a genre that you really like don't listen to. Find like an album and just press play. And I mean, it might suck. You might hate it, but
there's plenty of others.
There's a chance you find like some gems in there.
Right.
Maybe just look up playlists based on your mood or whatever. just find some new music, jam out, because you got all the time in the world to jam out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Joaquin, you got any suggestions?
Any suggestions for what you should do in the quarantine?
Yeah.
Well, one that I've been thinking about maybe doing is there is a lot of free online classes, not necessarily for like, for school and stuff, but for me, there's like a lot of free online coding classes that I've been interested in maybe starting to do because I have plenty of free time. One big thing that comes to mind is Khan Academy. So I think I'll probably look a little more into that in the next coming days. Because that seems kind of interesting to me. I want to be able to use my time right. I don't want to. I'm the kind of guy that when I have free time, I end up just doing the exact same things anyways. Like, I have this huge backlog of all these games I could play, but I'm probably just gonna end up playing Smash or something like that because I can't control it. So, other than like maybe finishing like some getting some stuff off my backlog of like games or movies or whatnot, stuff like that, free educational resources that you could find online, because you got plenty of time for it. Maybe if you're in school, it's probably not like the best idea to be mixing and matching these like two different like classes, I guess, for back of a better term. But if you're just big chilling like me, nothing to do, no work, yeah, go ahead, learn a thing or two.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah. This is one that like I wouldn't have thought of on my own, but I watched a YouTube video and it made it pop in my head. And that's to paint something. And so to give a little bit of background, so there's a musician that I follow and listen to called MXM Tune. She's also a TikToker, but she also just makes like really good music. And so she uploaded a YouTube video where she painted her Lactaid bottle. Just because she's like lactose intolerant, I guess, and she was like, I just want to have like a bottle that's like nice and fancy that I can carry around with pride. And I'm also really bored, and I was just thinking about that, like take like little things that like maybe don't have a whole lot of sentimental value to you, and like if you paint them, it really adds a sentimental value. And also, like what do you have to lose by painting it? And I mean, I guess unless it's something expensive, don't risk that. But like you've got time, and you're not like going anywhere, and you're not like showing it to anybody unless it's good.
I hate to say this, but what if you don't paint?
That's what try it. You have so much time.
What if you don't have paint?
Oh, don't have paint?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
And it really depends on whether or not you want to go to Walmart in these times. Obviously, some people might not be able to.
You would imagine that's still like pretty safe, as much as it sucks for like warehouse workers. As much as it must suck for them right now, you would think it's still like relatively safe to order on Amazon for stuff, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah, that's another way to get paint. Just order it on Amazon.
Yeah, or if you can't, give someone else your money, like a smaller business that could probably really use it right now. Instead of Jeff Bezos starting a charity to pay his own workers. Instead of just giving him the like maybe 1% of his, what's his net worth? I have
no idea.
Not to get like into that, but wow, really? Come on.
Let me see. Net worth. 119 billion.
Maybe a slick 1 billion of that you could probably give like a pretty decent amount to each worker. Are you really gonna miss a 1 billion as the richest man on the planet?
Did you see that Bob Iger got rid of his salary from Disney as because even though he's not the CEO anymore, he's like an executive still.
What do you do?
He basically like foregoed his salary to have it go to like, I don't know if it's going towards the employees or just like a fundraiser. But I know he's foregoing his salary for this year.
Good. Yeah, I mean, again, No. I'm not gonna say anything negative. You are, if you're giving money like for something like this, then good. I'm not. I don't want to be the kind of guy that's like, oh well, you're worth $50 billion and you only gave like $5 in a ham sandwich, because at the end of the day, you're still giving money.
Right.
But pay your taxes. That could help.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good thing. Yeah, because Amazon doesn't pay taxes, right?
Amazon does not pay taxes. No. Yeah. Just maybe pay your taxes and people wouldn't complain so much.
Have you done your taxes this year?
I did. Yes.
Did you get them back yet?
I did. Yes.
Nice. I have not done mine.
I was wondering if I could possibly do. I didn't do my taxes last year. I was wondering if I could possibly do them. If I can find my W-2. I'm sure I can.
Yeah, you might be. I think so, because you always hear about people like they don't pay their taxes and they'll be like, yeah, but I eventually paid them. So I guess you might be able to.
Right. And I don't owe anything to the government. It would like easily be a tax refund, probably just not the full value of it.
Well, actually, I don't know, because there's a deadline for your taxes each year.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'll have to look more into it, but I feel like the deadline is like just kind of, if you don't do it by then, you're gonna have to pay like late fees and stuff like that. So I don't expect, if I can do it, I don't expect to get like a full refund, but it would be nice just to get it out of the way and see if I can get any money, or find out if I do owe money for whatever reason. Yeah.
Well, next thing I have written down is and this is kind of a simple one, but I think it's also a very important one, and that's just to like keep in contact with your friends and family.
Okay.
Just like, yeah, you can't really go out to see people, but that doesn't mean that you can't like still, even if you don't have like, let's say Discord, because obviously that's like how I've been really staying in tech with like my friends.
We are still in a modern age of technology where you have a portable phone in your pocket, more than likely, and even if you don't, there are services where you can still communicate with people for free, like Facebook, as much as I don't like Facebook. Like, but yeah, everybody's probably like scared out of their mind right now, and family is comforting. So
just give somebody a call, give somebody a text. You know, probably preferably a call. Like for me, like I've honestly gotten kind of sick of text messages. Like honestly, I hate it when I get like a text from my aunt, and then like she like, and like I don't respond because she texts me at like 7 a.m. and I was still asleep.
She the kind of person to send snail mail, like a whole text, a whole page of text to you?
No, a lot of times it's just like kind of short messages, but like the thing is like I sometimes like she'll send a message and I like don't see it or whatever, and then like my mom will be like, hey, I was talking to like your aunt and she said that you didn't reply to a text. Just call me. Like if I don't answer, that means I'm busy. But if I do answer, you know, hey, what's up? I'd much rather just talk on the phone. But yeah, so yeah, just go out there, call your friends, call your family, make sure they're all right. Call your grandparents if they're still around. Call your parents, call your aunts, call your uncles, call, I don't know, third cousin.
Nah, I'm not too sure about that last one, but
well, yeah, got some beef with your third cousins?
Oof. Don't even get me started. That's a whole nother podcast for a different time, Jason.
Right. Yeah, we won't go there.
Absolutely not. Maybe that could be one of the tots we've been talking about.
Talking about your beef with your second cousin or third cousin? Sorry.
Yeah, well, you know, I kind of just used that as a segue to maybe possibly talk about the tots I did.
That completely went over my head.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, but it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah, I guess we can get into it really quick. I don't want to spend too much time on it because we can always just kind of make like a separate video for it, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
But just a quick, because who knows, it might not even happen. I don't want to give people's hopes up, but there's a chance that we might try to start some new content on the channel, where let's say there's something that one of us wants to talk about, and it's just like one topic. But the other person isn't around, and we just kind of want to make a quick video about it because we have some thoughts about it on our mind or whatever. We're thinking about doing those, and we're gonna call them, I'm thinking tots, like Potatocast tots or tot thoughts or something like that.
Something along those lines.
Just like a short. It could be 15. It could be 30 minutes. It can honestly be an hour, however long you have to talk about it.
Right.
And like you can also, if you want, say Joaquin has like a topic that he really wants to talk about with one of his friends that he knows I'm very much uninterested in, he can go ahead and have like his friend on like a tot and whatnot, like stuff like that. Again, we're still kind of smoothing out the bumps and stuff like that, but
Workshop.
yeah, exactly.
So,
last thing on my list, and this is kind of a wide open one.
Wide open.
But I think it's also kind of important. And that's just like really sit down and think about something that you've wanted to do, but you felt like you had no time to do it. Like for me, like I've been trying to like fix up my room, but like I'm always I would get home from school and then I'd be like, oh, I'd rather just, I don't know, watch YouTube videos or play video games or say I had homework or whatnot. And I would just like lay down and I wouldn't really touch my room. But now like with all this time, like I really want to like fix my room, maybe rearrange it a bit. But it could be anything from that to, I don't know, maybe there's like an actual like project you wanted to work on, like a video, or say you wanted to make music. You can try that. Say you wanted to I don't know, make a podcast. Go for it. This is the perfect time to make a podcast. You have so much time on your hands.
Hey, we'll listen to it.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, sure. Put it in the comment section.
Yeah, if you do.
Maybe we'll check it out.
Yeah.
And maybe listen to podcasts. People got so much time. You listen to something. Put something on.
A new point of view is what each podcast truly is. So, yeah, I mean, go ahead and hey, you know what else you can do?
What?
You can tell your friends about podcasts, specifically this one. Go ahead, throw us a bone.
You can tweet out a link to this episode.
Absolutely.
You can share it with all your friends. You can share it with your third cousins. You can share it with everybody.
Ooh, I don't know about sharing it with my third cousin.
Well, we'll get into that on another episode.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So, Joaquin, I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but can you think of anything that you like you've wanted to do, and maybe like it's not even something that like you think is feasible, but just something you wanted to try that you've always felt like you had no time for, and this is the perfect time to do it. Come on, hit me with something.
Anything at all?
Yeah, anything.
Anything at all. Man, you're really hitting me on the spot right here.
Remember,
Jason.
we can edit out all of this like blank space. I might
Absolutely. But I don't want you to, so I'm just gonna keep rambling and until I think of something. But I feel like I don't really need to ramble because I do have some ideas in mind. So the number one thing that I personally want to do, maybe it's not feasible or whatever, but if I get some more money laying around, I want to build another computer. It's been a while.
Just for yourself, or do you want to like sell it at the end of it, or?
Nah, probably be just for myself because I don't think people. I can't think of anybody that wants a computer right now. Besides me.
When you said build another, does that mean that you already have one that you have built?
Yeah, I built some PCs in the past. Yeah.
And you still have them, like any of them, or no?
No, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what I'd want to do. But I'm gonna assume prices are gonna go up due to like workers in those countries not being able to go to work and make the parts. So But yeah, maybe I'll start small. Get a cheap computer, work from there.
Yeah, just something to do.
Right.
As long as we're staying safe. And I think that's a nice way to wrap up. Stay safe out there, everybody.
Yep.
Like, think about yourself. Think about the safety of those around you.
Mm-hmm.
Just be mindful of everything.
Remember, a lot of people don't even show symptoms. You may already have it. Think about it like that.
Well, that's kind of a
dark.
Kind of a dark point to.
I feel like we have to get a little dark, but you know what? Let's go. Let's just be happy. Let's be happy. Just stay inside. Do all the things you really want to do that you can do right now. It'll limit your exposure to everybody, and then like when this is all said and done, have a nice big party. As long as it's like gone. You know. Yeah. Jason, it's been fun, as the kids say. Where can these nice people find you?
currently, you can find me at caphoop66 on Twitter and Instagram. That, again, it might be changing. I'm still currently working on a possible video that will explain the change and whatnot. And yeah, I'll just say that it'll be in the video when I eventually post it, and like I'll tweet it out like when it changes and stuff like that. I'll fix all of the links in the description when it changes. But as of right now, as of the recording of this, it's still at caphoop66 on Twitter and Instagram. But what about you, Joaquin? Where can people find you?
Ooh, I'm very happy you asked, Jason, because my situation has not changed whatsoever. Just find me with 12 star. That's spelled 12 spelt out, not 1 2. And you're bound to find me. I'm everywhere, pretty much. So yeah.
And what about if people just they're not really interested in us as people, but they're just interested about following the podcast? Do you know where people can find the podcast, Joaquin?
Ooh, well, you can find the podcast on YouTube with Potatocast. You're bound to find us just by typing in that. You can find us on SoundCloud.
I don't think we have any episodes on SoundCloud anymore. We might have one. We might have the first one still up.
I think we might have the first 2, but I could be wrong. And after that, you can find us at Cast Potato on Twitter.com. That's at Cast Potato at Twitter.com.
Yes, sir.
And, yep. So,
really quick before we close, once again, Fiji Water, please sponsor us.
Please.
And yeah, I think that's about it.
All right. Let's end this. Let's end this before we ramble.
Nice.
All right.